How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell to and turn on your notifications, please. I would really truly appreciate that. We are going to do just a quick little video. I'm taking a break late morning here and wanted to do a quick little video. I've got a lot of questions lately in two parts here, so we're going to do it all on one video, but two parts. Number one, the safety of my dog being around the woods and so forth. And then we're going to talk about microchipping, and in conjunction with the microchipping, as far as how important that is to register the microchips, and my paperwork. How important is it to register my dog with AKC, or is it mandatory, or do I need to do it, and so forth. So I'm gonna go over that, spend just a little time doing that. So the first part is safety around the timber. Your puppy is a prey for predators, okay? Some predators, most commonly is the fox and the coyote, okay? And just want to go over that with everyone. When you are by the timber and in tall grass, coyotes can blend in really, really well. They're very keen on blending in. They have sharp noses. You will not fool their nose, and they have dynamite ears. Now, their eyesight is not near as good as other wild animals, but their noses and ears you will not fool. And what they will do is they will act like they're playful, and they will be what's called a lone wolf, okay, which is a coyote, and they go out by themselves. They act like they're playful with your puppy, and then they'll lure them into the tall grass and into the woods, and off they go, okay? Your dog will run with a coyote or a fox, and they will create what some of the Southerners would call a doty. And hopefully I'm okay by saying it that way. Some of the guys that raise dogs in the southern states, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, that's probably not considered a southern state depending on where you're from, but anyway, in those neck of the woods, Louisiana, way down in there, you consider doties. And what that is these dogs, these domesticated dogs breeding with foxes and coyotes, and that's where you get that doty, okay, or coyote, or coyote, dog, doty. That's where that comes from. Not a good thing to do, because what we're doing is they're increasing the size of these coyotes. They're getting huge. They're becoming very they're just becoming big, like wolves and whatnot. So anyways, my point of that is to back to these other videos, is being in control of your dog. Train. Don't let your dog in a park just run freely without you being able to retain that dog some way, somehow, okay? There's so many different ways of doing that. There's doing it into a fenced-in area, okay? You say, well, there's no fenced-in area. Okay, there's doing it on a check cord, a 75, 100-foot check cord. Oh, well, that's inconvenient for me. Well, there's e-collars. Well, I don't like that idea. Well, do you like the idea of a coyote or a fox getting a hold of your puppy, or your 6-month, 7, 8-month-old dog puppy? No, I don't. So there's things that we have to do for the safety of the dog, and I don't mean to come across harsh, but yet I do at the same time, because we have to get this ingrained to our minds. These coyotes don't care about your dog. They want to feed themselves and fill their guts full. They don't care. We need to care. It's our job to look after our dogs, okay? So the main question is I get all the time, especially those like up in Chicago area and those that are by natives, conservation ground. Can I just let my dog play? Is it okay for them to walk around? Should I be worried about flea and tick? Yes, worry about flea and tick. Make sure your dog has flea and tick. But understand, these dogs are predators and your dog is a prey. okay? And I've seen you, I'm sure you have too, seen videos of these coyotes luring these dogs into the woods, luring into, I've got grass behind me that's probably 3 or 4 feet tall. Them coyotes can sneak through there very easily and be up on you. You don't even know it, and they're there watching you the entire time. Like, seriously, they could be behind you, sneak up on you, and be watching you the entire time, and you don't even know they're there. That's how tricky they are. So that's the first part. Second part kind of has 2 parts to it, is our paperwork. How important is it to microchip our puppies, get a microchip, and register the microchip? Where do I register the microchipping? There's different avenues and different companies that you can register your puppies through. The one that I would suggest the most, because of its credibility, is AKC Reunite. AKC Reunite. And I believe they have a separate website that you can go through. Yes, they do. It's www.akc.org/lostandfound. www.akc.org/lostandfound. You get more information there. This information is also available through your purebred breeder when you register the puppy through AKC papers, and we're going to cover that like right now. Okay, right after we get done talking about this microchipping. Why is it important to microchip our puppies? Here's the answer. If your dog runs into the woods and they're chasing coyotes and they manage to live through that, or the foxes, okay? Sorry, my video just paused. I had a call come in. If they manage to make through that and they don't become a prey and they actually start running with the pack, okay, somewhere along the lines. Or let me just change the phrase. Let's get away from this whole predator-prey idea. Get that out of our minds, because that could be just terrible. Let's just go like you got a hunting dog and you're down in the woods, okay, and you're down in there and you lose track of your dog. It's gone. My neighbor, he lives right on the other side of the Mackinac River, and he could contest to this. He has dogs, very expensive, the most luxurious looking dogs that will come flying through his property because the owner lost it. No GPS tracking collars, nothing. These dogs are gone, and they come to his place and they're there. He gets them all the time because these hunters come in the bottom, they start pushing up the pheasants, they go duck hunting, and they lose their dogs. Guess what? No microchips. He'll call me up and say, hey, you got your scanner? Yep, I got my scanner. Well, they're not microchipped. We cannot find these dogs as owners because they're not microchipped. This is just one example out of probably, I'm gonna just say thousands so I can be honest about it. Thousands, and not exaggerate, that where these dogs are getting placed back into their home. So microchipping is huge, okay? How much does it cost? Dollars, okay? If you go through Home Again, microchipping through a veterinarian, you're talking about maybe $30 to $60, okay? That's probably including the registration. If you go through a breeder and have them do it, they're probably charging you 10 to 15. Okay, this may not make very many people happy, but that microchip, it costs $3 to $4 or $5 depending on where they're getting it from. If they go through AKC Reunite and get their microchips, it's probably costing $9 or $10 per chip. Okay, and by the way, it doesn't hurt your puppy. Okay, have it done. It's cheap. This is the reason I say go through AKC Reunite, because it's a one-time fee. Their database is huge, and it's a one-time fee. Okay. We don't want these coyotes to sneak up, or these foxes sneak up behind us, and we don't even know they're there. They're there, boom, they're there, and they're watching you the entire time. That could be creepy, especially if you don't even know they're there. Creepy. And all of a sudden, bam, your dog's gone. Because they're smarter than we are, okay? And they're definitely smarter than we give them credit for. Okay, now, the papers. So you go through, you get your puppy microchipped. It might cost whatever it does. I don't care if it costs $60 to microchip your puppy. Okay, then you register that microchip through whatever branch you want to use. But so let's start from step one now. We're gonna back up through AKC papers and how we do all that. So we buy our puppy from a purebred breeder, okay? We have AKC papers. There it is. Okay, AKC papers. Okay, and it comes in a little bifold deal like this. This is goes through all the packages you can buy and how much it costs and all that good stuff. To be honest with you, you don't need none of this. I mean, unless you're going to be breeding your dog or showing your dog this, don't need it, okay? Here's why. If you read through here what your breeders are going to give you or what they're going to give you, your breeders should be giving you most of this anyway. Pedigrees, or at least a copy of a pedigree or some kind of lineage of some kind. It doesn't matter. Not all breeders do that, but you can get some lineage. And again, this isn't necessarily for pets. This is for like breeding, but for pets or breeding, it doesn't matter. It goes either way. Do you need to register your dog as a purebred? Do you need to register your dog? Really, no. Okay, what does the breeders get from it? They do get something from it, okay? They can actually, through AKC, there's several things that they can get, and that they have to meet up to a certain standard. So like all their puppies out of every litter has to be registered. That's the number one requirement in order for them to be able to put their paper or their name on their papers and so forth, and to be into a different category, okay? They have to have every one of their puppies registered. That's part of it, because that's for the breeder. And there's a bunch of other stuff that goes in I'm not going to even discuss. But so do you need to register your puppy through AKC? No, that's registering the puppy. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to cover up some information here, okay? So this is what it looks like, okay? So you go through this, fill this out, and they got some information down here, okay? So this little box right here will be covered up so you can't read it, okay? And then this number right here, right there, and again, I'm covering this information up, but in that yellow box will be your online registration. You can register the dog through AKC online, okay? And that yellow box is your number. And I'm blurring that out because this is information for my dogs, and I don't want that getting out public information, okay? Because you could register this dog and make yeah. Anyhow, so you register that, and then you say, well, how do I register my microchipping? Okay, so right here, I'm gonna do it like this. Right down there by my finger, there's a spot right here in that red. See that red box right there? Okay, that's where the breeder will put the microchip sticker or the microchip number, okay? And then you could register that microchip number with the puppy, so you're registering through AKC and AKC Reunite. And there's a box up here. Let me show you that right here. Right here, right in this area, there's a box right there. And if you do it online, it's an option. It's easy as pie online. And it's called AKC Reunite. And listen, it only costs $17. $17 to register your puppy. So you could bypass the whole, what is this? $37.99, so $38 to register your puppy. Get the $17 registering just the microchip, and now your dog's microchipped already. Should have been from the breeder or from your veterinarian. Register the microchipping, and it's a one-time fee of $17. Okay, your puppy can be not relocated by GPS. It's just an identification microchipping, okay? So they can scan it, get a 15-digit number, and then it goes into a database that pulls up your information. They can get the puppy back to you that way. And all your shelters, humane societies, all your animal control guys, gals, they all have a scanner. And so they can get these dogs back to you when they find your puppy. Not in GPS, unless it has a GPS collar. There are some other collars out there that are on the market now that are GPS. You can locate your dog, but here's the thing: if your dog gets stolen, which this happens a lot because of the dog market the way it is, and all this designer dogs and all these hybrid dogs, people are stealing dogs right off the front porches. And I had one of my clients, he come home and he found his dog collars laying on the ground and his dogs were gone. Horrible, horrible. But someone stole the man's dogs. Okay, and thankfully his dogs were microchipped. I don't know the outcome of the whole story at the very end, but his dogs were microchipped. The collars were left there. So if you got a collar on this GPS, that works great if you're trying to find your own dog. But if the dog gets lost, or stolen, they're going to drop that collar, worthless. But if that dog gets found somewhere else and they're going to make a mistake and it gets scanned, it's going to come up that that dog is stolen. or it's not the right owner, it won't match up, and the veterinarian's gonna be like, hey, what's going on here? We got something not lining up quite right. What's going on? You'll get your dog back. Okay, it takes some time, and it's a kind of a pain. The other thing is for breeders. Now this is for breeders. I would encourage you as a breeder or a trainer to microchip your puppies. Here's why. I'm gonna tell you a story that happened to me years ago. I rehomed a dog. I'm just gonna use this example. I rehomed a dog and it was microchipped, okay? This was years ago, kind of like back when they first came out. And the individual that agreed to all the agreements and so forth did not realize that this dog was microchipped. Okay, took the dog and ditched it. Let's just say it how it is, right? We're transparent, let's just say it how it is. Ditched the dog out in the middle of nowhere. I get a phone call, okay? They didn't know the microchip was there. I get a phone call, say, Mr. Van Waters, we got your dog. I'm like, all my dogs are here. Well, we got your dog down here in animal control and we need you to come get it or whatever. I was like, all my dogs are here. What's this dog? What is this dog? So they gave me the microchip number. Because I keep good records, I looked it up, found out that this is the dog that I rehomed with this man, I can say it that way, and found out that he ditched the dog. That's ridiculous. He needs a, and ridiculous. Zero tolerance for garbage like that. And so anyway, long story short, I had to wait 7 days because that's the rules in this area at least. By the way, this is just one example of this happening. And I went and got the dog and took care of it from there, okay? And you say, well, you should have done a better job at screening the person that got the dog from you. Well, I'm not trying to defend myself, but you can only trust people as much as you want them to trust you. So I trust people with all my heart because I want people to trust me with all their heart. So when a man comes to me and gives me his word and gives me this big, yeah, I'm the best of blah, 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 blah. Well, shouldn't I trust him? I want him to trust me. So I did. So anyway, I can get in a big spiel about that one, but anyhow, you can see how I get frustrated about it. Bad deal. But thankfully my puppy's in a good state now and safe, forever home. All of them are that way. And we just go from there. So that wasn't as short as I thought it was going to be. Never is. Anyhow, so just a recap. AKC papers. If you got questions about that, call me. Look up on Facebook. My information's there. My phone number's right there. Call me. Okay. If you got questions about training, call me. If you got questions about what have you, call, this microchipping. How important is it? I will tell you this. Does the breeders profit from it? No. Do they benefit from it? Yes. And you say how? Through AKC Reunite, they keep a program. How do I want to phrase that? They keep a tally of how many dogs that are in your litter and how many of them got registered. Okay, and then the breeder creates points by every registrations, all these registrations. So, all these microchippings being registered. Let me say it that way. Okay. So when these microchips get registered, I get a point for every puppy that got registered through the Reunite program. So for example, I don't know the actual numbers and how many it takes to get to whatever, but like I get so many points and then it adds up to either free microchips through AKC or it gives me a free scanner. That's it. Okay, that's it. So the microchips is like 20, there's 25 in a box and 25, so it's like $150 worth of microchipping, or they give me a $120 scanner. And we're talking like 4 or 5 litters of puppies that it takes to accumulate those points, to have that many points through and to get all the microchipping done and so forth. I appreciate every one of my families that adopted from me, because most of you, like probably 90% of you or 95% of you, register your microchips. And I appreciate that because that means you care about your dog. If your dog's not microchipped, go microchip it. Go to the vet, say I want my dog microchipped, and get it registered. through Home Again. That's another company you can use, but that's a yearly, that charges like 20 bucks a year, 19 bucks a year. Sorry, another phone call. Or you can go through this AKC Reunites, one-time fee, done deal. No big deal. And you know that your puppy can come back to you if it's stolen, if it's lost, and if a coyote sneaks up behind you or behind your puppy, and boom, off your puppy goes and chases after him or something like that, they could be relocated, okay? And the safety. Keep an eye on your dog, because they can sneak up on you and they'll draw your dogs in and you won't even know. Okay, so be safe with your dogs. You know, during the summer months, it's not near as bad, but in the winter months, when these dogs are hungry, they're starving, they're scavenging around looking for some kind of meat, that's when it can get nasty. Or in early spring, when they're coming off a hard winter, they're hungry. Okay, sometimes when they're in heat and their breeding season's going on, sometimes that could be a problem, okay? Or they can just be hungry. Be careful around natural preserves, tall grass, the timber that's, you know, all around us. Be careful, because we want to protect our fur babies in any way we can, okay? So, because they're sneaky. They're sneaky. So, anyways, for those watching us, appreciate you. Those have subscribed to us, appreciate you. Please subscribe to this channel. We're posting videos daily, sometimes a video and a half. I got horrible internet service out here, so it takes a long time to put up video. But anyway, we try to get them up as fast as we can. I'm so far behind on videos, but we're just doing what we can. But subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Turn your notifications on. I always get that messed up. I don't know why. It's just one of them deals. But anyways, and then you can meet my buddy behind me here. See him right there? This is my buddy. He's a coyote, and he's my friend, and he won't hurt you. See, he's safe. This one won't. Oh, he's a good dog. He's a good dog. Yep. And those are wondering, this is not a pet. It is a coyote. So, anyway, he won't hurt you. Until next time, we'll see you around.